Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. I'm Moses Wartooth and I'm here with Justin Allen, and we've got some things to discuss today.
Yeah, you can call them that, man. This is going to be a pretty entertaining episode, I think, in my opinion.
We kind of go all over the place, too. There's a lot of various random topics.
Yeah, for sure, man. The one we're going to start with, I think is interesting because somebody had to sign off on this and say, hey, yeah, that's a good idea, right?
Yeah, you know, it passed up through some sort of a chain of command, and they still gave it the go-ahead.
It's like nobody stopped and was like, maybe we shouldn't do this.
In 2024, maybe this is not a good idea.
All right, you want to play the video and then we'll talk about it?
Yeah.
Well, around the Commonwealth, a Virginia-based company will pay almost $40,000 in penalties over a job post that said whites only. The discriminatory advertisement was posted in March of 2023 and restricted candidates to U.S.-born whites who lived within 60 miles of Dallas. The posting also said, don't share with candidates. The Department of Justice says the company, Arthur Grand, violated a policy for federal contractors and called the job listing appalling and shameful.
The balls to send out that message to like your company, you know what I mean, and be like, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
Have that posting like we're rolling with this. Whites only, 60 miles from Dallas.
I want to know like his thinking and logic behind that, you know.
I don't know, man. I mean, because there's literally nothing you can say to like
it doesn't
cover
sound
that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good no matter how you put a spin on it.
No, because like I totally get the right person for the job, but that does not involve skin color.
Yeah, dude. I think it's something cool. If I remember right, I want to say it's Switzerland. Yeah, I think it's Switzerland. On their job applications, you can't ask. I don't even think you can even put. There can be no identifying information.
There's no ethnicity box.
There's no like ethnicity. There's no gender. There's no age. I don't even think they even have the candidates' names until they select who.
Oh, so they don't even know if they're a fucking man or a woman.
Yeah. Like it's actually kind of fucking cool because it goes straight.
I guess that is fair. Yeah, because they only go off their credentialed shit. Like,
and it's just whoever is best for the job, man, gets it. You know. And then of course, later they have interviewing process or whatever and stuff. But you know that initial application submission.
They walk in, it's not the right color. Like, ooh. Thanks for your time,
you know.
The position just filled up. Sorry, bud.
Ooh, about that, yeah.
But do you remember this? So, watching this made me remember. I did see a video of a woman of color, and she was like, "We don't hire white people because it makes everyone else feel uncomfortable." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I looked for that because I was going to compare that, but I could not find that video.
They might have ripped that shit off.
They might have took that shit off. Yeah.
So,
but you know they're gonna have this one up. It's gonna be up forever. But anyways,
this is gonna be on the internet forever.
As soon as I saw this, that made me think of that other video.
Yeah.
But so
it's gonna be on a server that's gonna outlast the fucking United States. You know? Like,
it's gonna go in one of those fucking time capsules and get shot into space. Like,
dude, imagine they put some fucked up shit in a time capsule like that, and then like in 2020 or like say like 2150 or some shit, some kids like pulling up like, what did they leave for us? And then it's just like this period in our time where it's just all this racial bullshit going on and stuff, and they're like, what the fuck?
There's 55 genders, and they're like, what the fuck was going on back then?
Dude, I'm calling it now, man. What we've been through the last couple of years and what's probably still going to happen for a few more years, so we'll call it like a decade. I think it's just going to be like literally the modern dark ages, and we're going to get to a point where we just don't talk about it anymore. It's all going to go back to normal.
Like Germany in World War II?
Yeah, we're just going to be like, we acknowledge it happened.
It's just wiped from the books.
But that's not us anymore. Like, we're moving on.
They're going to have to tear down all the statues of the trans people and shit. They're going to rip down the George Floyd one. Like, we're done. We're not talking about any of this shit
Is that George Floyd one still getting vandalized?
I don't know.
I remember
there's more than one.
Well, the main one that they put up, the first one they put up, man, I remember that one was getting vandalized like a motherfucker. Like every day. And
it's only fair. Everybody else's statue gets vandalized. They spray paint fucking Free Palestine on Abraham Lincoln, so.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Holy
Equality.
Shit. We still tearing down statues, or are we kind of done with that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we're just vandalizing them now?
Yeah, just throwing stickers up on them and painting them and shit.
Holy shit, man. Yeah. I don't know. I've never understood that, man, like vandalizing the shit like that.
It's because the liberals aren't strong enough to pull those ropes and tug down those statues.
But yeah, man, it's wild, man, to just have the balls to, you know, honestly, just to have the stupidity to think that that's a good idea. Like, I never understood.
Yeah, I mean, that's just flat out stupid.
Yeah.
There's no way that would have, that's going to fly.
So we are lucky because we came around, we were born in a time when the internet really wasn't a thing and cell phones were not a thing at all, right? And so we kind of got to watch like email become a thing, text messaging become a thing.
Chat room,
remember those?
MySpace.
Yeah, and then eventually it kind of became what it is today. So there was like shit that was always coming out, like people would be like, oh, these emails got leaked or these text messages got leaked, like early on. But if that's still happening to you today, then you're just an idiot. Like, why would you even put anything remotely incriminating or that would make you look bad in a text and send it to someone else, you know?
I mean, people get careless.
I don't know, man, because they store that shit indefinitely on servers. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, we've covered it on this show. I mean, read Snowden's fucking
Our good
book.
old government. They keep everything.
Yeah, read Snowden's book, Permanent Record, man. That shit is, every single text message is stored on a server. And they're all out in, like, the Midwest in the middle of nowhere, dude. And it's just these massive, like, facilities just full of, like, hard drives and shit. And it's like, farms, dude. You know? So, but I don't know. So I don't feel bad for that fucking douchebag at all, man. Like,
well,
fuck
no,
him,
I mean,
you know?
He had that coming. There's
fucking moron.
Yeah.
One, who like really even thinks like that today, and then two, it's like, okay, now you're actually gonna fucking take action on that. Like, what the fuck?
And I looked them up. It's an IT firm.
Really?
Yeah. So you would think that those motherfuckers would have the sense to not say that shit.
That makes it even better, dude.
Yeah, dude, and they've had like government contracts and shit too. Like they're not some
anymore.
fucking mom and pop operation, dude. Like they were a legitimate fucking business.
They ain't gonna have no more contracts anymore, man.
Hell no.
They're gonna drop them like a fucking bad habit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, I don't know, man. What did you think of something fucking...
I'm just thinking about how stupid that guy was, man.
Just coming back to it, you're like, God damn, that guy, he's really a fucking idiot, man, you know?
Yes.
Oh, man. You want to move on to our next video? Or
Speaking of fucking idiots, people are still robbing houses. That's still... I think that's... I mean, I guess depending on where you live, but I would feel like that's probably increasing in most neighborhoods.
Yeah. And I think we're getting to the point to where it is almost impossible to get away with a crime these days.
It really is, dude. Like technology. It's
so good that it's almost impossible.
If you're stupid enough to have a cell phone on you, you're done. They're gonna track your towers, ping your location. If you have everyone has a damn Ring camera, people have security systems, people have dash cams now. Like they have everything.
As long as the police actually have the resources and dedicate the time and effort and care enough, you pretty much can't get away with anything.
No.
You know? And
I watch crime shows all the time. I love that shit. And the dude,
everyone has there's Ring cameras, surveillance stuff. I mean, there's metadata on your phone, whenever you're going.
If you were messaging someone that could have had something to do with it, I mean, they'll immediately they have all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know, so
I mean, unless you're a freaking hermit and wear a goddamn total skin suit type thing, and I don't know, but even then, man,
I mean, there's people that get away with
there is, but I mean, a lot of times there's people that get away with it because there's no repercussions anyway. I mean, not serious. I mean, well, hell, I guess people get killed every damn day and no one ever finds out who does that shit either.
People die every day.
But it's because people don't talk and the cops don't care. So they don't get paid enough to care.
It probably just depends on where you're at more than anything.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I had Chicago in mind.
Yeah, if someone gets murdered in our town, they're probably going to put a bunch of resources to figuring that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Chicago, New Orleans.
Any big city.
Yeah.
They're like, that's just a statistic. I don't know anymore.
It's the way she goes.
Yeah.
But this idea that the police had to catch burglars was actually kind of clever.
Yeah,
man.
It's pretty cool.
I did like this video, man.
To catch a thief, the affluent peninsula town of Atherton using a unique method to try to snag some burglars in the act. Police say neighbors are volunteering to use their homes as bait houses. NBC Bears Robert Honda joins us from Atherton with the details on how it works.
Atherton is a very small but upscale community, one of the most prosperous in the country. That makes the town a target for burglaries and requires the police to be responsive and innovative. This drone is the type used by Atherton police for all types of emergency situations, and now it's part of a system designed to catch burglars. The town has had a dramatic rise in home burglaries this year, double the rate of last year. So police came up with the idea of turning about 50 homes into so-called bait houses. We are not showing any of those homes in this story, but the bait is out there and waiting.
What we're doing is we're embedding tracking devices into items of property that we believe subjects want to target when they're committing burglaries. And so the idea behind it is once one of these items starts being moved, we will get a notification at the police department, which is going to start our response.
The police response is to launch a drone to follow the tracking device. Then there are about 50 mounted license plate readers throughout the town that can detect the getaway vehicle and provide a description, all in hopes of apprehending the burglars in this town of only 5 square miles. Residents we talked to were impressed.
We have 3 of the license plate cameras surrounding the Lloyden Park neighborhood. I mean, I don't know. Basically, I don't like surveillance much, but I think this is an effective scheme.
Police acknowledge the bait houses are similar to bait cars designed to tempt thieves, but emphasize with bait houses, there is no trying to entice burglars.
Holy shit, man. Dude, that would have to be like terrifying. You go in there, you rob a place, and you're like, okay, something
You're running out with a laptop or something.
There's a drone like over your car, you know, like you start seeing all these cameras in the neighborhood. You're like, what the fuck?
You and your boy, you're just like sweating, like, oh shit, oh shit.
Throw that fucking laptop out.
Is that a goddamn drone? Yeah, you're like tossing jewelry and shit out, like, fuck.
You know? I don't know, but a clever thief could get around all that. They make devices to pick up all that stuff, man.
Yeah, but if you're a thief, you're gonna go in there and be checking shit, dude. Like you're trying to get in and out.
You ain't seen the Ocean's movies?
They ain't got time for that. They're fucking dropping a hoodie, kicking a door.
It's like, get the fucking shit.
Oh, what can we get?
Dude.
They're fucking treating that shit like a Toys R Us shopping spree. Like, we gotta grab.
Dude, no shit, man. Fuck, that's gotta be rough. I mean, they said 50 houses they set up for this in a 5 square mile.
Yeah, and they got 50 street cameras too. And drones.
Dude,
like,
how bad does the theft have to be for them to do that?
I mean, it said it doubled in the past year. I don't know. It could have went from 6 to 12 or 100 to 200. I don't know.
Good God, man. We should have pulled statistics on that area and try to see or whatever. Man, dude.
I mean, they're tired of it, I guess. I do like the old man's interview. He was funny. He's like, I don't like being surveilled, but well played.
Yeah. Dude, I remember that reminds me of a video that I saw, and I'm trying to remember where it was at. It was in some major city. Dude, I can't remember what it was, like some liberal shithole, man. It was like Chicago or San Francisco or some shit. And anyway, there was a dude, and he got his shit stolen out of his car. Okay. And so he had one of those Apple AirTags or whatever, right? I don't use Apple shit, so
fuck Apple, I can't stand them.
Oh yeah. And once they started throttling back battery power intentionally, I was like, fuck this company, and I never went back to them.
They are I feel the same way about them as I do about Starbucks.
Yeah. Shit, what's your beef with Starbucks?
I don't fucking like them.
Okay. Fair enough. It's overpriced anyway.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man.
But this dude, so he tracked that shit down with the AirTag and went to their house. And he tried to be cool. He was like, "Hey, look, I know you have my stuff. If you just give it back to me, that's." And he had it all recorded and everything.
Oh, like he was filming while he was... Okay.
And I felt bad for the dude because he was military and he had just got done with his tech school or whatever, or AIT, and he was literally in transition to go to his first base, and a lot of the shit they stole was shit that he needed, like documentation. Like they stole his PCS papers and shit, dude. You know, and so he's like, no, I have to have these back.
Yeah.
You know. And so they basically pulled a fucking race card because they were just hood rats, and he was a nerdy white kid, you know. And they were like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! We didn't do this. It's bullshit." And it became a whole fucking thing. So the guy was like, "All right, well, I'm calling the fucking."
I mean,
cops.
He should have called the cops anyway.
Yeah,
that's dangerous as fuck to do that.
Yeah,
he could have They could have been like, "Yeah, man, we're sorry. Come in. We'll get your stuff," and then just shoot him.
Bang.
Yeah, and be like, "He was fucking coming at us. I didn't know it was defense."
Yeah, dude.
That's stupid as fuck.
And so anyway, fucking cop comes. The kid turns over all the data. He's like, "Look, here, I have it right here." He's like, "It's right here in this house." And the cop was like, "Okay." He's like, "Hey, do you mind?" And they still were denying it. And the cop was like, "Well, do you mind if I just come in and look?" And they were like, "You got a warrant?" And he was like, "No, but I can get one real quick." And they dropped an attitude, and he was like, "Okay, just wait right here." And then they just had cops around the house and no one could leave.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're like, fuck. And then they get this warrant, they search, and they find all this kid's shit and stuff. And they found, like, fucking 30 or 40, like, purses in there.
Oh, yeah, because they were doing that shit every day.
Stealing shit from everyone, man. So, but, yeah.
What? Dude, they're dumb as fuck, man. They should have gave it to the kid. Like, if they had 30 or 40, like, dude, they just incriminated the dog shit out of themselves.
Just take that one on the fucking chin.
Yeah, like, okay, I lost that one. That's fine. I got the other 40 purses in the fucking house.
And I'm like, why are you keeping that shit, man? Like,
dumb as fuck.
Like, once you get the cash, the contents that are valuable and stuff, like, you need to get rid of the evidence, man. Like, don't be fucking stashing that shit.
Give it, like, if it has any value, give it to someone else first off, or like hock it, burn it, get it out. Get it out of the damn house.
The dude that we're gonna have on the show that went to prison, and we're gonna have him talk about his prison experiences. I've known him for a while. He actually told me, he said one thing that he learned from a lot of his experiences was if you're ever going to commit like multiple crimes, make sure they never cross paths. Like, for example, if you, I don't know, hypothetically, if you murdered someone with this gun, don't murder somebody else with the same gun or whatever. You know, I mean, that's a very extreme measure, but it's just like, don't use stolen shit to do a job for something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, because they catch you on one thing, then they can link it to another, and then that's how you end up with like multiple
you get
charges.
Compound charges.
Yeah. So he was like, don't ever cross two crimes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wise words.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. He said he was sitting in there with a lot of guys who did that. You know, they'd be like running some other scam out of their house, and then they would have like a meth lab in there too, you know. And so like when the cops were coming for the scam, they'd be like, what do we got here?
Shit. Fucking meth lab. All right, cool. Now you're really going down.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, man, but yeah, like that's pretty clever on the police, though. You know, and I think it's kind of, I think it says a lot too when the citizens are just saying, "Fuck it, use my house, use my property."
True, yeah, because they said they had 50 volunteers, like they have 50 homes. That's a lot.
Because I'm anti-surveillance and shit. I hate that shit.
Oh yeah,
man.
me too.
You know,
I'm anti-surveillance from like. I myself like surveillance because I have my shit under surveillance, but I don't like other people surveilling me.
But yours is different though, because it's on your private property and it's on a local area network.
I'm worried about me. I don't give a shit about what other people are doing.
Because your shit doesn't even connect to the internet and all that stuff. Like goes straight to a hard drive, which is cool. It's understandable. You know, you got the four corners of your house. Make sure no one steals your shit, and if they do, you can be like, okay, here you go. But what I don't like is like, when these corporations are like, we can tune in whenever we want.
Yeah.
We can use this data to sell them more shit. We can just turn this shit over to the police if we fucking want. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, fuck that, dude.
Yeah. And
then you get into all the mass surveillance and the active spying and stuff, and then several cases of misuse of that. Nah, dog.
Yeah, several exposed cases. There's no fucking telling how much goes on.
Yeah, dude. So, no, the shittiest excuse is like, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, then you shouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah, that defeats the whole fucking purpose of privacy, man.
Yeah. So
that's the biggest fucking cop out I've ever heard.
Fuck,
like,
dude.
If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing. Like you should.
Like, is this how we're gonna do all our freedoms? You know,
yeah,
we're just gonna be
basically. Like if you don't have a reason to own a gun, so why do you want a gun?
Yeah,
dude.
I don't really like guns, so I don't really care about this. Or like, I don't really vote, so I don't think it's important that all people should be able to vote. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we doing? You know. So, but I don't know.
Like that thing. I mean, they start chipping away at one, the rest are gonna fall.
Yeah, and that's the whole concept of it. It's just like, no, you can't give in at all.
Yeah,
like at all when it comes to.
We got to stand up for everything, even if we don't give a shit about certain ones, because eventually it's gonna come on us about shit that we do care about.
Yeah, man. You know, so, but kudos to those cops, man. They're clever. They clearly have the fucking
funding.
Those
guys are getting, nobody's defunding that police.
Fucking drone warfare over there.
Dude, they got drones, cameras, bait houses, fucking like.
I do think it's kind of cool. The neighborhood is like, the citizens have been like, okay, we're gonna work with you.
Yeah.
So it shows like, you know, at least they're on, the police are on the same page as like the citizens. Citizens are just fucking tired of getting their shit stolen.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's happening,
dude, that's like one of the worst things is getting your shit stolen.
It's happened to me, man. You know, it happened to me in fucking Shreveport one time. Did I ever tell you about that shit?
Mm-mm.
Man, so I had a this is kind of like you know, shame on me for this one. I will say that. So it was actually the boardwalk it was technically in Bossier, but the boardwalk right there in Shreveport where all the casinos are and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had parked right there by the Bass Pro Shop. So I'm just saying this for the people who've been there. I'm like, you can really visualize where the fuck this is at. And so when I was there, after my shit happened, like the base that I worked at, they sent a mass email and they were like, hey, don't park your cars in this area. Because normally it's a really nice area and it's patrolled heavily by police or whatever. But they're like, don't park your cars in this area because they've had several reports of people breaking into cars and stealing shit. So my car was one of those. And so anyway, I had a very good sized coin collection, like silver coins. Some of these coins are from like the 1800s and stuff, and like just, I mean, there was coins in there that were worth like $200 and stuff that I'd gotten over the years through trading, through like changing out money at banks and stuff. It took me a long time to acquire this, but it was a nice little box full of them, man. And I went and I was getting some stuff appraised out of it or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was done for the day, and I was like, oh, cool. Well, you know, I'm just going to go to the boardwalk, meet some friends. I think we went to like a little sushi place in the corner there. And, dude, I come out. I don't even check. The shit is in my trunk. I come out, get my car, done eating, drive home. Get home. And then I pop my trunk to get my shit out. And I'm like, where the fuck is my shit? And it was gone. It's gone. So and my car door, now this is where shame on me, my car door was unlocked.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I was like 21, 22 years old. Like, what the fuck did I know? But,
dude, I lock my house. I'm like, I check everything. I lock everything every time. Like, I live in the fucking boondocks, dude. Like, if anybody comes down my shit, like.
And I was telling my friend about it. I didn't even call the police, file a report. I was like, whatever.
They ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, they can't do shit. How are you gonna
track down? There's no serial numbers. There's nothing. There's no proof I even had that. You know what I mean?
They probably sold it for crack anyway.
Yeah, and my friend started thinking. He was like, dude. He said, you know the fucked up part is. He said those because they eventually caught him and they were like kids. They were like older teenagers and stuff. He said the fucked up part is, man, they probably went and just like cashed in those coins for like bills.
They probably dropped them in a Coinstar.
Yeah. And I was just like, you fucking idiots. So some dude out there. Around, what was it, 2000, oh shit, what year was it out there? Fuck it, we'll say...
Probably like 10 or 12? No, it was after that.
12 to 14, if you fucking serviced a Cornstar and you got like, probably like $5,000 worth of like super valuable old silver coins.
You're welcome.
Congratulations. You know, but, I was lucky. It was the ones that didn't really mean a whole lot. I mean, they had monetary value, but they didn't like. I didn't have like a sentimental value to it. The sentimental ones I kept like locked in a safe that I had. I was like, thank God those weren't.
Yeah, no shit.
So, but yeah, man, thieves be thieving, dude.
Yeah, so public service announcement: lock your shit up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, after that moment, I've always locked my shit, man, and I've been like, whatever, you know. I won't hesitate to call the police. Fuck that. I know, dude. Once I hit 30, I was like, no. Locking shit, and I'll call the fucking police if I have to. And like, I'm not fucking with it because, you know, like, no, I'll file a fucking report. I don't care if I don't have proof.
Well, you have to, yeah. I mean,
you just be like, hey, like,
at least if you do that, there's some fucking inkling of a chance you could get your shit back, maybe. Yeah. I mean, realistically, probably not, but it's better than a 0% chance if you don't do shit about it. Because unless they have a change of heart and go and bring it back to your back door, like, you ain't fucking getting that shit back.
Fucking dumbass kids. If I didn't even know what they had, dude.
I'm sure, yeah, dude, they definitely Coinstarred that shit.
Yeah, dude. And the old ones, they can't even, like, use the machine.
Yeah, they were like, fucking trash.
Just throw it out.
They just left them in the fucking drop deal, like, fuck it.
God damn it. So there's some dude who operates Coinstars that probably went on a fucking nice cruise.
I don't know, man. You know? They would have, I mean, unless they were paying attention to that shit.
Nah, them dudes doing that, they know what they're looking at, man. Because I thought about getting into that shit at one point because I was collecting coins so much. I was like, I need to get a job at a bank or at a Coinstar.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's still silver coins in circulation. And, like, the most common ones are the 50-cent pieces. Mm-hmm. And so you can just go to a bank and be like, hey, I need, I can't even remember what it is, like, say, like $500 in 50 coin pieces. And they'll give you, like, a box or whatever. You can break them all up, go through them, find all the fucking right dates for the silver ones, repack the ones that don't match, turn it back in, keep the silver ones. You don't lose a single dollar off of it. Now, the bank's kind of annoyed. They're like, God damn it. So,
I mean, what are they going to do? That's their damn job.
I knew a guy that worked at a bank that used to do that in his free time.
Oh, like he would just take, like, use his own money and just alternate and just run through them all?
And he would keep, like, coins, too, like, on him. And if he saw...
Oh, he would swap them out?
Yeah, he would just be like, oh, that's a nice quarter. And he would just put, like, some piece of shit quarter
on
or whatever. Man, cool. He's not stealing.
That's smart. Yeah, it's not stealing at all. He's just swapping currency.
It's mine now. You know, I was like, you son of a bitch. So, but yeah, man. Oh.
Dude, working at a bank... I don't know if I could do it. I think it would be like that part I could get into, and I could really, because I like that would be my one like enjoyment I think out of working for a bank is if I got into coin collecting and I was always looking at the coins because that would at least give me something to do. But other than that, I think that would be comparable to our grocery store job.
I don't know, man. I kind of would like counting money all day.
but it's not mine. I'd be like,
It could be. Did you see that Key and Peele skit where they were like talking about trying to rob a bank?
Mm.
Yeah, like they were sitting there, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was like Key was like, or like Peele was like, okay, like we got to rob this bank. Here's the blueprints, and they're all sitting in like this like dingy like apartment, and they're like, all right, like how are we gonna get this money out of the safe or whatever? And then like Key goes, all right, he's like, I got an idea. He's like, we go there. And basically, essentially, he says we get a job. He's like, we go there every single day. We do things for him. He's like, and after about 20 or 30 years, then we got all the money. And then the other guy looks at him. He's like, that's called a fucking job. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do, man. He's like, we get benefits and shit. It's a good skit, man. That was a good one. That should be. I've been watching their stuff here lately, and it's pretty good. Yeah, man. Although I think they stole Dave Chappelle's show. Me personally, because
I never got into them. Like I watched some of their stuff, but I never.
Chappelle was way funnier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
Chappelle was way funnier, man. I'm surprised they never even brought that back, man. I guess they just did him dirty. He probably was just like, "Fuck you."
Oh, the Chappelle show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they would make new ones of that.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that show.
Bring back a lot of the OG dudes and stuff, man. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Whenever I was a kid, like I watched that shit every day. That shit was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
I remember when it was like coming out, and it was like, did you see the new episode?
Yeah, it was on Comedy Central. It'd be like, I'm rich, bitch.
That was back when people still watched Comedy Central.
I mean, back when there was a reason to.
Apparently, that company is just like gone to shit, dude. All the big comedians have like turned their back on them and stuff. They just treated people like shit for years and like fucked them over on money and stuff. And they were just like, all right, cool. And then podcasting kind of came around, and people banded together, started opening their own clubs and doing shit. And they're like, we don't need Comedy Central.
The internet.
Yeah.
Plus, everybody has specials and does their there's no need. No one watches fucking network TV anymore.
Yeah, it's like MTV. Anytime you go to it, it's just literally just ridiculousness, like the entire block or whatever. And the only time I ever watch cable television is when I'm staying in hotels or something.
Same.
Like that.
Yeah, but there's that's
and every time I'm like, fuck.
I know you walk in the room, you just turn on the TV because that's just a natural fucking thing to do, and then you're like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, like now I know why I don't pay this bullshit.
Ridiculousness. And then it's like, hit it again, and it's rocket attacks in Israel. And then it's like, hit it again, and it's like, Fox News, you're like, fuck. So, I don't know. Yeah, man. But going back to our stuff, man, kudos to those cops, man. They working out with the neighborhood, got them bait houses. First time I ever seen, because the only thing I ever seen close to that was the bait cars. And those are always cool.
The bait car's hilarious.
I remember watching that shit on TV, man. Like, because they jack a car.
And then they'd shut it off.
Then the cops would be like, all right, now shut it off. And they kill it, and it locks, and you can't get out.
And they had dude, it was awesome. They had the dash cams facing the criminal, and dude, they'd be freaking out like,
trying to bust out a window and shit.
Oh, man, that shit was hilarious.
Dude, that's got to be terrifying, because when that happens, you
know what happened. Yeah,
you know you're fucked. And you maybe got fucking 10 seconds to get out of that car, dude. And so you better be
You better hope you're good at kicking windows. Like, oh, man.
That was a good one, man.
But I can't. Yeah,
cool if they turn this into a TV show.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. I hope that we can at least get to see some of these busts, dude. Like from the drone's perspective, dude.
Like, holy shit, dude, taking off, running through the woods and shit. I wonder if it's one of those drones that they could just project their voice through, like talk through. You know?
Oh yeah.
Freeze.
Have one of those ones with like mounted pepper spray and shit on it.
Oh, ooh, God. Ooh,
dude, they have those. I've seen them.
Yeah, pepper spray and BBs coming at you, or bean bags or whatever.
Yeah. God. Eventually, they're gonna have small pipe bombs.
Just bloop, boom. That reminds me of that joke I heard one time. It was America is the only place seeing a drone is cool. I just thought that was great.
Anywhere else, you're like, oh shit.
yeah. You're just like, oh fuck, I gotta get out of here, you know. Yeah, because when I was in Iraq, man, ISIS was using drones. And it was like a big thing. They were like tying mortars to them and stuff, and had like a fucking release on there and everything. And they'd fly them over, and boop, and then they'd publish the videos online of them doing it and shit. And I was like, who keeps sending these motherfuckers? Who's sending these motherfuckers drones?
China.
You know, like come on.
They were buying that shit off of Temu, $20.
They got a Temu account. God, you love that shit, man. You know. Well, I don't know. Since we're talking about theft and all that stuff, dude, you want to move on to our next subject about it?
This is this shit's bold as well, man.
Thieves are getting ballsy, man.
I mean, I guess like desperate times.
2 Asheville residents have been scammed out of a combined amount of $50,000. It's a collection of suspects, a part of this case.
One of the victims was able to take this picture that you're going to see here in a second, provided to us by the police. And you can see one of the scammers right here is a female with blonde hair. News 13's Ed Diorio has more on why the situation is different than other schemes.
Usually when you hear about scams or scammers, you associate it with it being online, but this situation is very different. Not only are these suspects posing as Microsoft employees, but they're coming up to your doorstep in person.
It's very rare that we see an in-person fraud where they will send somebody to your residence.
The scheme starts after hackers send a fake notification to your computer.
We've had 2 victims who were working on their home computer received a pop-up type ad telling them that their computer had been locked or frozen and asked them to call Microsoft.
The phone number provided with the pop-up connected the victims to the scammers.
Alleged Microsoft employee, they convinced our victims to go get cash, and then they sent an individual suspect to their house to collect the cash, which makes this one different than most of the frauds we see.
And the result?
It was someone who scammed our victims out of several $1,000s.
Investigators believe that those collecting the money are local, but those organizing the fake notifications are not.
In most cases, you know, a business is not going to send someone to your house to collect money.
Yeah, the fucking mob, maybe,
So,
but god damn.
Again, that's stupid as fuck, man. If you get a message on the computer and call somebody and they're like, yeah, we only take cash and we're going to send someone to fix this problem,
Yeah,
dude.
shady as fuck.
That makes no sense.
And then shame on the fucking scammers, too, because, like, haven't you ever heard of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You know, what happened to the good old days where they just lock your shit and it's like, pay us and we'll unlock it? You know what I mean? Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
They were, like, honest.
They're like, we caught you watching porn. We're going to send it to your family members if you don't send $700 to this Bitcoin wallet. Like,
but showing up in person like that, that's
I mean, I
fucking-
guess they
damn.
figure, that probably makes sense. It's somebody, like, who the fuck knows where they are, but they pay. I guess they probably reach out to some local person like, hey, you want to make some money?
Pick up this money or whatever.
Yeah, because then I guess if they're probably thinking if someone shows up in person, it makes it more legitimate.
Yeah.
So.
And who knows how much that person who's showing up actually knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the scammer is the one who locks the computer, you know, sets it all up.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, is that just a lady coming to pick up a bag of cash?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I would feel like she would have to know at least something. Because, I mean, wouldn't you think the person would be like, here, I hope my computer's fixed. And she's just like, hey, okay, thanks. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Then also, who pays a combined total of $50,000 to get their fucking computer
Exactly.
fixed?
It said two people.
Yeah.
So, what goddamn moron...
I mean, maybe they were targeting like super wealthy neighborhoods, and there was some like really important fucking files on there. You know what I mean? Like
maybe, but even then, like
some like CFOs like, no, I got to get back into this like right now.
But
like,
would you? Surely a CFO isn't that stupid.
I don't know, man. We
like,
covered some shit on this show, dude.
Oh man,
we got some fucking
people's
people
stupidity never fail to amaze. I mean,
yeah.
Normally, it seems like most of these scams. It's the damn victim's fault, dude. Like,
to believe
sometimes you feel bad for them, but at the end of the day, they're just stupid.
I feel bad for the old people who don't understand. Like, I feel bad for that shit.
I mean, I automatically assume when someone gets scammed, they're probably old. Like,
but if you're like in your 20s or 30s or hell, even 40s, and you're getting fucked, you're still getting fucked
If one of us got scammed, we'd be like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? You fucking idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
We're like, I don't know, man. I thought he was a Nigerian prince for real.
Dude, come on, man.
I was going to cash these checks.
What was that one where they had the bills you could wash?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
Where it was like, what was it? They said that they had...
They would send you cash and you wired them money, right? Was that what it was?
It was...
Or was that a different one?
So, all right. I do remember this. This is a long fucking time ago, man. So the whole theme of this show is just going to be scams.
I mean,
but this is a long time ago, and it was like some Nigerian prince shit. Like I think it was dudes from like Nigeria doing this shit. So they would come over and they would set it up in person and show you, and they would have literally like it was paper the size of bills, like American dollars, and they were just like blacked out, like shitty, like they were sprayed with something, right?
Uh-huh.
And they claimed that these bills were seized by like the Treasury Department for being counterfeits, but they look real or some shit like that. But or it was like they were old bills, and this is how a new way they were going to get rid of them.
You just needed to clean them or something?
Yeah, and it was like you have to use this special like chemical to get this shit off, and they were like, but it's expensive. But if you invest money with us to buy this, then we'll give you like a portion of this money that we clean. And so then the people would give them the money, and then they would just like fucking peace out. Because it's not real.
So they thought that they were paying for cleaning products to get money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to clean like the bills that have been like blacked out by the government.
That's sketchy as shit anyways.
Which is not how the government does it. The government literally grinds it up and burns it in an incinerator.
Allegedly.
I
mean, that's what they do with the weed they find, too. They grind it up and burn that shit.
No, they're selling that shit to the Canadians.
I mean, they burn it for themselves.
But yeah, man, so that just kind of like reminded me of that shit, you know? And then, like, it's like, are you really going to fall for this shit? And like the bill those guys would clean, like, it would come off and he'd be like, it's a $100 bill. And so you'd be like, fuck, like, and they just have stacks of this fucked up money. You'd be like, man, that's $1 million fucking dollars. And all these guys need is like 20 grand from me. That should be a red flag right there, man.
You would think.
You know?
I'd be like, yo, I'm buying this shit, but we're washing it at my house. Like, come on, come back.
Yeah, and I'm having my friends here, and he's going to have a gun the whole time, you know? Like, but,
you know what? This is a fucking robber. You ain't, like, give me that fake, like, give me the cash, too. You ain't get shit.
Yeah, dude. It's, it was a wild one, man. But, I don't know. If you're falling for scams, like, every now and then we'll come across one that's like, okay.
Good.
That was good. I can see how someone falls for that. But, like, most of the time, dude, it's... If you have any fucking brain in your head at all, like, one brain cell in there, dude, like, you clearly should be able to tell.
Like,
hey,
dude, it's 2024. Like, if you're not skeptical about everything, you're wrong. Like,
dude, I think legitimate businesses are trying to scam
dude,
me.
hell yeah, man. even shit that I know and have done business with before. If they send, like, if I got an email from them, I'm like, man, I don't trust that shit. I don't believe that.
I'm gonna buy my shit in person or whatever, you know? Yeah, that's also, I mean, that's why I said I feel bad for, like, the older people, man, because they don't really, like, know. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I mean, like, how can you be that trusting?
Yeah, dude.
Because you know, even in them, like, the older people, you know they've gotten fucked in their life before. Like, you think this is their first rodeo? Like,
Sure.
they've never gotten fucking bamboozled?
Like, imagine what it was like running a scam back in, like, the 70s or 80s, dude.
Dude, it was probably beautiful.
Probably could have got away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know? Had people subscribe to shit that you never fulfill, you know, like, oh, we're just mailing this check for this one payment and get this one,
dude,
you know,
fucking
this magazine
like
every month for a year, and you never get shit.
All that shit, like, pay, you're in the top 7 contestants, just pay $30 to ensure your entry, and then you're done.
Yeah,
you got $30. Yeah.
You know, it's like, what are you gonna do?
You send that shit to 10,000 people and tell them they're one of 7.
Just layer it between LLCs and shit. Like, it's some bullshit company doesn't even have a building, you know? Yeah.
God. Address comes up as the dumpster behind a Wendy's. Like,
he's like, what the fuck? It's just a vacant lot in Detroit or some shit, you know? It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, so I don't know, man.
But hell, I mean, scams are as old as times. Like, even the snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
Like, that shit.
Mm-hmm.
From the time that money and people have been together, there's been other people trying to think of how to get the money from other people.
I mean, even going back to, like, the Roman days, man, like, I mean, they had issues with people shaving down coins. Like, they would shave down the edge of coins. That's why, like, our coins actually have ridges on them. Yeah. That's where all that started or whatever.
Except for the fucking nickel.
I don't know, man. I just read that shit like when they were made with, like, precious metals like silver and stuff like that, and was like pure copper and stuff. Like, they created, like,
I mean, everything has a ridge like besides a nickel.
Yeah. Whatever. It was just something I read. It was a fact that I read, but they were shaving down coins in, like, the Roman.
So then they would shave them, melt them, and make new shit with them. Like,
yeah, they would take off, like, an edge, and then, like, essentially they would have enough and then they could just melt into a new coin.
Yeah.
Or they could just have pure gold that they can go then sell or whatever, and they just got it from the treasury or whatever. So, but that was also punishable by death too. So, if you got caught fucking with their currency,
times was tough back then.
I mean, they just killed motherfuckers. I love the Romans, man. They're great. They got a lot of shit done, man. They did.
Dude, they
had a lot of good ways of handling shit, is all I'm saying, man.
Back in the day, man, everybody did. I was watching a fucking documentary about England and the fucking Tower of London, and that was just a straight up torture chamber.
Jesus.
There was a bishop, like, all over religious crimes. There was a bishop that killed over 400, or tortured, like brutal shit, over 450 people just because they were Protestant. And actually, during his reign, like, he was torturing people because they were Catholic, and then they had a change of faith with the Queen and shit, and then it went to Protestant, so he just switched sides and just started torturing the other side.
So he was just there to torture people.
Oh yeah, he was like a sadistic motherfucker.
Damn, bro. Yeah. Whew. Man, they got some fucking history over there, man. That's cool. That's one thing I do miss about traveling over there, dude, is the history and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause you can go on like cool tours. You just pay like $20.
And shit's like thousands of years old over there.
Yeah. You know, and then you come here, it's like, I don't know, gas stations and billboards. And
yeah. I mean, we do have some cool stuff,
stores.
but you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta find it. Well, I mean, their shit, it's just because all their shit's so much old, so
that's why I like
historical.
it. That's why I like it more. It's got more of a history, and our shit is all like more like in the like Northeast and stuff. That's stuff that I care about,
personally,
like American history and stuff.
I'm more of a national parks. I like seeing I like seeing the nature and the scenery shit in America. I think we have badass stuff.
Yeah. I'm all about like seeing the Liberty Bell. This is where the Declaration of Independence was signed, like all this other shit. You know, I like that stuff.
I'm like, look at that fucking tree. Like, look at that rock. Look at that tree.
Look at that fucking beautiful tree.
Yeah, man. God damn, I love that rock.
Oh, man. Well, you want to bounce on to our next one, dude?
Yeah, this one is, I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like this shit happens all the time now, but it's, this one is just...
It never ends.
No. We'll be able to talk again about this because it really just drives a point across, but let's go ahead and watch this.
Fiji Water has recalled nearly 2 million bottles due to contamination with manganese and bacteria. The affected bottles were distributed in Washington state and sold nationwide online. Customers are advised not to drink the water and return it for a full refund. The recall began back in early March, but it wasn't until May 23rd that the Food and Drug Administration's decision to recall Fiji Water was disclosed to the public.
That's our government.
Yeah, so it was discovered in March, but not until May that they were like, we need to tell people about this.
God damn it, dude. You know what happened? There was probably somebody at the FDA that was like, all right, dude, if we just wait like a couple months and people are going to drink all this and we'll be fine.
Yeah, they were like, we'll see. Is it really that bad? Let's just see what happens. We don't want to freak anyone out.
I don't know. Remember how everyone reacted to all the other shit we did?
Yeah.
Let's just sit on this for a minute and see what happens, man. Yeah, the FDA is...
Those lobbyists at Fiji were probably paying them motherfuckers off. They probably paid them and were like, let's just let it ride. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. Or like the motherfuckers like have guaranteed jobs to go work for Fiji after they get done with like the FDA or something like that. There's a lot of that shit that happens in the government too. It happens in defense contracting a lot. Like people will leave the military and be like, oh... Now, I'm not talking about, like, lower-level normal fucking workers. I'm talking about people that end up in, like, high-up positions, you know, and they get, like, ridiculous salaries and stuff because now they work for a private corporation or whatever, you know? That's why they got that bullshit in the military where you got to wait, like, so many years before you can go work for, like, a defense contractor depending on what you did and all this sort of stuff, right? So...
Unless you're a high level, like you talked about.
You're just like, fuck it. Let the guy in, right? Like, some middle-class guy, it's like...
Yeah, well,
I gotta wait a year?
Somebody that would actually be doing the work.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta fucking wait.
So, I don't know, man. But yeah, the FDA is always up to some shit, man. That's why I have hopes for fucking Bobby Kennedy Jr., man. Like, fucking making it,
I mean,
you know? Because, he's gonna dig in their fucking asshole,
because the FDA is corrupt as shit.
It's twice that we said the same word at the same time.
Man.
But, yeah, dude. I don't know, man. And like some of their standards are like fucked, especially when you compare them to like other countries.
Yeah,
and you're
like
wait, what's
Europe,
going on here, man?
The good part of Europe. Yeah. Like, man, there's
the safe part.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's so many damn foods that are banned in other countries, but we're fucking shoveling them in. And so many, like, same box of cereal got 40 fucking ingredients in America, got 6 in England.
Yeah.
Shit's not good.
Yeah, dude. And we still have, like, some cities still have lead pipes in this country.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why is that still a thing? You know?
Hell's plenty, like, I've lived in plenty of places in America where they were like, you can't drink the tap water.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I lived in North Pole, Alaska. Not the North Pole, but the town of North Pole, Alaska. It's like right outside of Fairbanks for a couple years. And yeah, you could not, it was a known thing. You could not drink the tap water there. It was so bad.
I lived in New Mexico. They were like, you could buy bottled water.
Yeah, when you get all these heavy metals in your body and probably radioactive bullshit or whatever. You know?
Same with some of the places that I lived in Colorado, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Colorado? Mm-hmm. Damn, that's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, different towns, they just have old fucking systems and they don't replace the shit.
Yeah.
Or some of it would be like, oh, it's okay to drink, but that shit it tasted funny. Like you could tell something was wrong
off.
with it.
Yeah. I know a guy that works at our water department. Might fucking bring him on and be like, all right, give us the answers, goddammit. Like, start holding him personally
He's going to have to
accountable.
wear a mask on the show.
They're
going to be coming after his ass.
Start holding him personally accountable for, like, what the FDA does.
What have you done to our water supply, you piece of shit?
He's like, what the fuck, man?
I just worked there.
I just worked there.
I don't even deal with the treatment in.
I think $12 an hour. I'm not fucking worried about it, man. Come on. Seemed like a good choice. They had good benefits.
Yeah, man, but we're allowed to put so much bullshit into our bodies. It's insane.
Dude,
at the end of the day, I mean, some like the water, like a lot of this stuff, you can't even hold the consumer at fault because they legitimately don't know because they're being lied to. Like they don't like you would think if you live, you can drink your own water in America, but that's not always the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, and it almost makes you wonder like if it's intentional.
I mean,
like,
supposedly the fucking fluoride shit is obviously intentional.
Yeah. Like, is it from, like, just people, like, corporations lobbying? Like
the fluoride it is, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I don't know about the other stuff. I think they probably just don't want to spend the money to get the appropriate filters to filter the water properly.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. We just need to go start our own fucking commune somewhere, dude. That's what we need to do. We'll get us and...
dig a well.
All our followers, a.k.a. the real coons.
Yeah.
And we'll get them going. Yes. That's so funny that we call people that follow our stuff like the coons, you know? But
it's good. We're taking the word back.
Yeah, it's just our logo. It's just raccoon, man. Taking it back. What was that movie, Clerks 2?
Yes,
where you put like what was it, Porch Monkey, like taking his shit?
That was what it was. I just watched that clip.
He's like,
recently.
It's cool. I'm taking it back. Yeah. You know.
He says it to the little kid that comes up. He's working at the fucking fast food joint.
Yeah, dude. That was a great movie.
It was. They did some good shit.
Yeah. Our especially once we get our merch up and stuff, man. Our marketing strategy for calling people that is fantastic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then like we'll get our Patreon set up too, and then once that happens, then
we'll have different levels of coonery.
You can decide what kind of coon you want to be in the legion of coons, this army of coons. You know? All right, fuck it, I'll get off that subject because right now it probably just looks bad.
It's just gonna get clipped like racist motherfuckers.
Yeah. You got enough haters. Fuck them, whatever. Thanks. But yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten so skeptical of our government, man, that it's just hard for me just to trust. And it's like, if you knew that there was a problem in March, why did it take you 2 months to tell the public?
Yeah, and
like,
I know damn well Fiji has a Twitter and they're posting shit daily, so they could have thrown that in there. You know, they never cut back on advertising the shit.
Yeah.
So,
ooh, that's dirty, man.
I mean, yeah.
God damn.
They were like,
dude.
Fiji water straight from the mountains.
Like, why can't you just trust that people do the right shit? You know what I mean? Like, there's always got to be, like, some way, somehow, they're fucking you, you know? And it's like, okay.
People try to get over on other people.
Now I'm just
the
like,
scams,
so,
the
now I'm
schemes
just so
and the
paranoid
scams.
of shit. Like, I'm just like, even when something's going good, I'm like, okay, how am I about to get fucked right now?
This is too good to be true.
Hey, why is everything going okay right now?
Yeah.
Did I forget to pay something? You know?
Is this a setup?
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, man, but yeah, and like, and it's crazy too, like bottled water, like compared to like tap water. Have you read in that shit?
No.
Like as far as like the levels they test for, like based on like FDA standards and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like there's like no, like in some cases, if I remember right, what I read, in some cases tap water was actually better for you than actual bottled water out of the store. And in a lot of the bottled water that's sold comes from like same sources of tap. And it's essentially the same water.
Yep.
Like, they're just selling you like, and they'll advertise it as being like filtered and purified, and like some shit like that. Yeah. It's just coming out of a fucking garden hose.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, here you go. You know.
And even then, like, dude, water bottles are terrible. Like, bad for the environment. They're bad for you. You get the fucking microplastic bullshit. But even if you don't believe in that, dude, like, it's still bad. Like, anyone that cares about the environment, don't drink fucking. I reuse a goddamn gallon jug and just use that shit.
Yeah. That's like, I hate them, man. I mean, I have like, I'm drinking out of a hydro jug right now, dude. That is not product placement and paid advertisement like that.
But it should be.
Should be. But, so, yeah, but like, seeing that amount of waste and stuff, and then you like, especially when you get into like looking at the videos of like the shitholes in like fucking India and Africa, like how, all that fucking trash that makes it there because of the currents and stuff, dude. Oh my god, like you can't even see water. No. It's just a sea of trash.
People live on that sea of trash.
I know.
Like
it's
they have
fucked up.
Like, dude, it's insane. It does like. It's like mind-blowing type shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
They have their own little cities on top of trash.
I'm like, dude, you can't come up with something that like is biodegradable. Like they can hold water. Okay, this bottle is good for 3 months and then it will break down. So then you just know, like, hey, like this pallet of water has to be sold within like 60 days. And so you have.
But I guess that's why they don't do it. Because then it would become a perishable product.
Maybe. And then you start to realize, like, in the recycling game, like, how much shit is actually unrecyclable.
Yeah. I've read, like, most recyclable shit, they don't actually recycle.
Yeah. And, like, another thing is, like, if food is touched plastic, it can't be recycled.
Yeah.
Even though it'll have, like, the recyclable stamp and like, the grade number that it's in and stuff.
They're like, from the time it left the factory, it was recyclable because it was just a clean piece of plastic.
Yeah. Because I watched, like, an interview with a guy who ran, like, a recycling center, and he just showed the amount of trash, and he was like, okay, like, this is actual trash. But it was a bunch of shit people thought was, like, recyclable material, but it wasn't. And so then I think I can't remember, it might have been 60 Minutes or did it or some shit, but anyway, they ended up like tagging the trash or whatever, like an air tag, and they followed it.
Had a drone and shit.
Yeah, and then they ended up being like, they showed that it ended up just going to like the same like fucking
regular
dump. Yeah, and it was just like, oh, okay,
so what's the point
this
of this
just
shit?
makes people feel better.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, I can't remember, he said there was like 1 or 2 types of plastic. He was like, those are legit, and then he was like aluminum cans and scrap metal, but he was like, everything else, it's fucking pointless, man. Yeah. You know.
Which again, if you want to feel better, stop using so much fucking waste. Stop being wasteful.
Yeah, especially now, like people are starting to become aware of the microplastics that are getting into their body and stuff. Like apparently, I was listening to some shit. Like apparently, we eat on average a credit card worth of plastic a week. Like what? And then I don't know, man. Like apparently, it apparently just fucks with your fucking body.
Yeah, it's bad for your guts. Like.
And like some of them, like once they get in you, like they're basically ain't no getting out, man. And they're like, hey, some of these could cause cancer. Like, you know, I've read like crazy
you just
shit.
fill up with them in there.
Read crazy shit about like dudes like balls, like testicle size is on average going down.
Really?
They think it's caused by microplastics.
Damn.
And the size of the taint on average is shrinking in males. Yeah.
It's getting tighter down there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so there's like questions about like what is this doing to our like biology and like essentially whether you believe it or not, but
gay
like,
frogs,
evolution, yeah. You know, and I mean there's shit like that as a trans stuff, right?
Well, dude, I mean there's
made in
no
the water,
like
the freaking frogs gay, and everyone made fun of Alex Jones, and then it came out, it was like, oh no, this actually does cause like fucking frogs to become hermaphrodites, and sometimes like literally like they will become like homosexual.
Which in nature is not possible.
Yeah. So, and then like apparently birth control like fucks with a lot of aquatic life and shit when the water makes it back to like natural sources like in rivers and lakes and stuff. They've seen a lot of issues with like fish and other amphibians and stuff from birth control because that chemical, whatever that gets broken down and metabolized into, apparently it's like damn near impossible to get it out of the water once it's in there. So I don't know, man. But what do we do? You know, that's why I kind of like the idea of fucking RFK Jr. fucking winning, because he's actually asking these questions and he has it backed up with like legitimate science. I mean, he served a majority of his adult life as an environmental lawyer and he actually gives a fuck. That's the thing.
I mean, I'm cool as long like if we just cut funding to all the other countries and focus our money on that shit, that would be good.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm fucking hoping for the boy to make it, man, but we'll see. I mean,
it'd be nice, but I ain't holding my breath.
I think it's right now he's on 14 states ballots right now. I mean, shit. You know,
it's not looking good.
There's 36 more other ones you have to do, man. But I don't know. There's one last person. We got a little bit of time left, so there's one last person I really want to take a shit on, dude. And I think
he deserves it.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Famous Hollywood has-been Robert De Niro is back in the news because he can't quit fucking crying about Donald Trump, dude.
Yeah, he's literally, dude, the shit that he says is just ridiculous.
So annoying, man.
Yesterday was Memorial Day. It's a good time to reflect on how Americans fought and died so that we may enjoy the freedoms guaranteed to us by a democratic government. A government that, as President Lincoln said, of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth. I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you. If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted. And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave. You know that.
Okay.
He will
the fuck happened the
never
last time?
leave.
He got out. He did his time
What
and got
does
out.
that mean? Is that the country we want to live in? Do we want him running this country and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm dictator for life? I hope this new ad campaign reaches outside the bubble to remind supporters of what a danger he is to our lives. This is not a threat.
No.
This is a reality. And that's why I've joined the Biden-Harris campaign,
really?
because the only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our...
All right, I'm done with this motherfucker.
All right. I was hoping we get to the part where you got into the altercation with the Trump supporters. So obviously, all right, you just saw, you heard what he said and all that, right? But apparently when he was leaving, because this was at a Biden rally, apparently when he was leaving, there was Trump supporters there, and he got...
I think it was outside Trump's trial.
Yeah, but it was like a rally for Biden. It was outside of Trump's trial, but it was a rally for Biden
okay.
specifically, yeah. And so Trump supporters were there supporting Trump, obviously. And that clip might not even show it.
It's not on there. It's on a different one.
Well, De Niro's leaving, and then people are like...
Heckling him,
basically. And they're like, Trump 2024, and they're like, basically like, fuck you, De Niro, you suck. And then he just goes back and forth, and he ends up saying, like, fuck you, and, like, all this other stuff, you know? And he's just a bitch, man. And since day one, since before Trump even became president, when he was running, De Niro was, like hawking all this fucking crazy rhetoric about, like, this is the end of democracy.
Like he's the Antichrist, like, everything's gonna change.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, he can't win, it's gonna destroy the world.
I think he's literally just paid. I think he's paid. I think he's paid to say that shit. Man.
I mean, he's a paid idiot.
And you can see, like, he's literally fear mongering.
Yeah, he's like, I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, actually, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the end of life as you know it. Like,
if he
like,
gets elected,
come on, you know that I'm right.
Voting will never happen again. Like,
shut the fuck up.
All of these people with their stupid ass arguments, like, did they just conveniently forget that he was president for 4 years, nothing bad happened, we were totally cool?
Yeah.
And then, like, did they just erase that shit out of their fucking mind?
Based on the fucking people that I'm seeing there, man, they're trying to work in that January 6th shit and stuff, too, man. Even though he wasn't at the fucking Capitol.
He had nothing to do with that shit.
He left the White House, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If there was ever a time to try to pull a coup, that would have been it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be like, no, I'm just going to stay here. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on, man. But I don't even think a coup is even actually possible in America.
I don't think
so. The way our government is structured and the way, like, citizens feel, I could need to drink this for.
No, people would, I mean, first off, it would get exposed. It would never make it to that level. No. Like, never.
No.
So.
No, yeah, I don't think that's even possible, man, for that to even
and
happen.
Even people wouldn't accept a coup anyways.
No.
It just wouldn't go over.
There's too many people, there's too many checks and balances.
Like from either side, either situation, it just isn't possible.
There's enough people that would be like, fuck that.
Yeah. Like, that ain't how we do shit around here. Like, fuck out of here.
You know? But yeah, dude, but De Niro's just been like on Trump's nuts, man. Like, fucking just always just can't get over him. Him and Stephen King. You want to get pissed off, man? Get on X.
Stephen King's on that shit?
Stephen King fucking hates Donald Trump and like every day tweets about him.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Get on X, look up Stephen King. You want to get fucking mad? Like, it's basically the same shit.
I used to like that dude.
He's fucking annoying, man, because like,
again, these people like De Niro, shut the fuck up and act. I ain't ever gonna watch his shit anyway, but
I mean, he fucking sucks
shut
at
up and
acting
act.
now, man.
And then fucking Stephen King, shut the fuck up and write books.
Yeah.
Do what you're supposed to do. I don't care about your fucking opinions.
I'm over De Niro. I used to like him. I mean, I think he made great movies, like especially like in the 90s and stuff like that.
In the 90s he did good shit.
Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he let that shit go to his fucking head, man. And now he
thinks he's one of his characters.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, you know, or something. It's like, whatever, dude. You want to watch like a real piece of shit? Watch The Irishman that he was in. It's fucking retarded. They CGI his face to make him look like 50 years younger. Yeah, but it's
for the whole thing.
Yeah, well, different parts.
Oh,
he plays different ages. But like then like it's literally like a fucking 80-year-old dude. You can tell he's moving like an 80-year-old dude. I don't know,
like my dad. Like
yeah, you know, it's like, dude, come on, man, just get. Get a new actor that's up and coming to play these fucking roles. You don't need De Niro's stupid ass, man. Fuck that guy.
Get AI.
Man.
We don't need him anyway.
Fuck Robert De Niro, dude. That dude can suck my dick. I am so fucking tired of hearing about these celebrities' point of views about who do they think is the right choice for president. Who gives a shit? You're one citizen. Shut the fuck up. You get one vote, man.
Yeah, now people are entitled to their opinions, but to just go and just keep berating it, man.
Yeah. It's like, what other purpose are you serving in life, man? Go make another shitty Fockers movie. I don't give a fuck.
Do something.
I'm done with this shit.
Do something.
But you know what, man? As always, I'm all about staying positive.